so I made sure I got all the stuff I needed before Walmart closed tonight, because all day tomorrow they're going to be closed. And well, tonight after 6, after everybody leaves, customers and employees, it's just going to be me and the security guard, probably a police officer. So I was just in there, and they have police right at the checkouts. 2 cops. That's not unusual. Yeah, staying warm is going to be a lot easier tonight. It was 2 nights ago that was a big struggle. Struggle that should doesn't occur very often. Oh yes, today is my birthday. Half the day I spent in a hotel. I did give in last night and paid $110 for a hotel 24-hour stay, and just uh, I mean, all day yesterday. Well, yesterday after 12, it's 12 noon to noon roughly. So I just dodged that cold. Yeah, just for one night I went to a hotel Sunflower, paid $110. And what really convinced me to do it, I mean, 2 nights ago was the big chill, which was really tough to deal with. Struggled to stay warm. No, I didn't struggle to stay warm. Well, no, okay. In my car, I did not struggle, but I did struggle. Yeah, everybody must wish me a happy birthday. That's a part of the rules. And I walked to the library yesterday to use it. It's zero point 0.9 miles from the Walmart, and they closed to inclement weather. That convinced me get in a hotel, because I really needed to charge up batteries, and I wanted to use the internet. The library is going to be down for like 4 days, well, 3 more days now. So, yes, should I just sit here and thank everybody for my happy birthday? I'm 47, and today's my first day being 47. It's all new to me. Um, and I welcome some of the new challenges, like this deep freeze that hit. I wouldn't have gone in that hotel. I wouldn't have paid to go in a hotel, but it just got so cold. And all I could think was, I'm just going to be sitting in my car the whole day, and possibly in the Walmart parking lot. I walked to the library, zero point 0.9 miles. My face was really suffering. The wind was blowing at me. I'm surprised I don't have any cold cold sores, cold frostbites, the red welts. I'm surprised. I don't have a PayPal anymore. So I walked to that library, and it was a struggle. And then I brought all my stuff, maybe 30 pounds, because I wanted to charge everything and play on the Wi-Fi and stay out of the cold for a little bit. And then they announced, oh, we're closed. So my last day of 47, first day of 48. For you? Who said that? Jack Polder? That's weird. Time's going in reverse. Cash App? Nope. No, I don't have any way to accept money. I can only accept money through the the Alphabet payment plan. That's the best way. No individual has to take it upon themselves to give me anything for any reason. I'm an adult, and I'll just accept my stipend from YouTube, as long I'm not demonetized. I'm thankful I'm not demonetized. Hotel was like an impulse. I made an impulsive decision, because after I went to that library, the hotel was like between the Walmart and the library. So on the way back, I was like, okay, I'm stopping in the hotel and just seeing what their like reservations are like. And yeah, I just decided to pay. So, old PayPal, there's a new PayPal and old PayPal. So, yeah, Walmart is closing at 6 now. Yeah, and yeah, I'm gonna be in the parking lot all night. Me and the police. The police never bother me in the parking lot. They might look at me, drive close by my car, but they never bother me. And every night, every day now, moving forward, and then like 4 or 5 days, it's supposed to be 60 degrees. So tomorrow I could look forward to an extra 10 degrees warmer day. Right now it feels fine. I got my snow pants on, several jackets. I'm doing good. Thank you for the wishes. So this is a time of a year that's, yeah, I age, but it's tough as a traveler, because I don't have any libraries to go to. The Walmarts are closed. All businesses are closed. Right now, people are walking into church or sitting in church and praying to baby Jesus. I saw them when I was hanging out at a nearby park, church across the road. It's shortest day of the year, and yeah, there's a lot of conditions that are on the on a spectrum. They're a particular spectrum of our culture that has that changes our that disrupts Christmas, disrupts our daily routines. It really it disrupts mine, at least. It's a big disruptor. Merry Christmas. When a baby turns one, is only 1 year old or entering its second. What? Is this so? Maybe is this something where like other countries say that the first of the year is your age, is the beginning of your age? Your birthday doesn't matter. It's always the first of the year when you have to add another year to your life. I've heard about that for Poland, and there's other countries that have that system set up. Accounting systems are different between different countries. Whatever country Jack Polder's from, they look at aging a little bit differently. Let's see. Mamecat trying to get a funds permanent. No, I don't want a permanent living condition. I have spent the day today. Can you believe this? Today, I made more room in my car. Baby Jesus, cause yeah, it's baby, yeah, or my parents planned this to coordinate with baby Jesus. I don't know. It's hard to say. Did baby Jesus? Was he a cause or just an effect? I don't know. I spent today cleaning out my car a little bit, and let me say, it's interesting. I recorded a little bit. I have completed. No, I have not. I am in my 47th year. What? Oh, you're counting 0 to 1 as something? Or you're counting the time I'm in my mother's womb? Yeah, I should be celebrating. Well, I reflect back a little bit. I'm gonna make a video on my health channel about all the health problems. Well, I should be writing down a script so I can read that for like every year. I like to make a video talking about how the past year was. I never write a script. I just kind of go off the cuff, and it doesn't turn out great. It never does. Doing a script would be much better, but then I'm just so lazy. I don't like to sit down and write. But I spent the day in a park after I got kicked out of the hotel. Well, I could have paid another $110, but oh, and let me tell you, that hotel. Yeah, I cleaned out my car, but before I was in that hotel last night, and I'll just say the sleeping conditions are the air. The air in a hotel is not the same quality as outside air. And I felt like a zombie a little bit at times. It's not, I don't know how people can sleep indoors. in closed indoor conditions. The air is just I was sneezing a lot, but and I didn't really smell anything. It kind of I smelled the floor a little bit. It smelled like feet. So they clean to a point, but not enough. I mean, this was the most expensive hotel in the city, and I was just choosing the one closest to the Walmart. Oh yeah, I cleaned. I took a shower. I didn't really use soap though. So the very little bit of soap I used, now that those parts of my skin that touched it are really super dry. I get too dry. The water itself seemed acidic. It seemed to have just washed away. But I'll say for the shower, for cleaning, my feet had a lot of skin that came off. I stayed in the shower for a long time, and then the skin soaked up that water and everything came off. It's amazing when you don't take showers very often, how much of a dramatic change you can make to your body, and so how much moisture can make a difference to sloughing off the gunk. Yeah, truck stops I hear are good. I'm not a fan of truck stops. Truck stops are more like truck drive-by places for me. Truck pass. Yeah, some people will stop at the truck stop. I'll pass. I'll call it a truck pass for me. It's a truck stop, but a car pass for me. Because yeah, I see them all every so often. They're not everywhere, but yeah, the air was made me feel a little bit like a zombie. I considered maybe live streaming inside that room, but I didn't do the live stream. I was just editing on my laptop old videos, the driving videos and stuff, trying to get the timer just right on each video. And you know, the internet was pretty good for uploading. Charged up all the batteries. It was, I covered some things, cooked some eggs. But they offered free breakfast. That was okay. That was interesting. Room for your, no, I don't want no birthday night room. Birthday morning, for the birthday morning has been good. It's stuffy in an enclosed room. The air is no good. I was thinking, you know, it would have been nice to have a fan and a filter and filter that air. That would have improved the conditions of that room. That's my sleeping conditions. But being outside, sleeping in my car, even though it's cramped and sleeping in my car has its own challenges, air is at least one of the benefits of sleeping in my car. Good quality air, usually, if a trucker doesn't park next to me. That's why let the truckers stop at the truck stops, and they can run their engines all night for each other and give each other breathe all the exhaust from each other's engines. But I'll pass and try to sleep in more clean air, open areas with as few people around me as possible. And I could hear neighbors. I heard a little banging. I didn't know what to think of it. It was periodic banging. I heard a little conversation. I had neighbors right next to me. Some people like the smell of burning diesel, the exhaust coming out of the pipes. You like that smell? It doesn't do me any good. I move. I look for how I can get downwind from that as best I can. Oh yeah, I don't smell my clothes have collected the worst smells possible that nobody should have to suffer. I could smell it when I walk out of the room and then walk back in. I'm like, who stunk up this place? And it's like, oh yeah, it's my clothes. It's like how they stew in the car. But after I moved out of the hotel at 11, I went over to a nearby park, and Yeah, laundry facilities. I looked a little bit. I didn't really see where laundry was. I believe that it's somewhere in there, but I didn't look too hard. So, whatever. I only had 24 hours. So, yeah, I went over to a park and I removed the windshield wiper and windshield wiper motor from my car. They're in the trash now. The rear window, windshield wiper. I had this plastic panel. Merry Christmas to everybody. Oh, we're wishing holiday greetings to each other. I got kind of angry after spelling. Yeah, I was. Yeah, today's my birthday. I don't know what time I was born exactly, but yeah. Uh, I I cleaned out my car by removing parts of my car today because I after being in that hotel, I was like, I need more room in this car. So I found a way to throw more things out that were a part of the car, and also some things I just haven't been using in a while. Like I had a cooler that I just don't use. I don't really cool anything, so I tossed that. So I have a hole in my back window, right? And I'd put tape over it. There's a hole that the windshield wiper goes through. I removed it all. I removed that plastic backing panel and the motor, which is like 3 pounds, I think. The motor for the rear window windshield wiper. It was always hitting my bicycle rack. I was always accidentally turning it on, and it was hitting the bicycle rack. And I don't even look out that window. I actually changed the covering for my back window too. Instead of this, I don't know, this silver stuff for sun blocking, I put some fabric up there and put magnets all around the rim. Because after I removed that plastic panel, the metal is exposed and some wires, but that's okay. Yeah, my car MPG will go up because of what I've removed. I've made a little bit of a difference on the weight, but I exposed the metal, so now I could actually attach some fabric to the back. I threw away the silvery sun blocker, and now I have fabric magnetized up, and we'll see how long that lasts. I was having difficulty with Wi-Fi signals through this material. I think it was bouncing a Wi-Fi signals. So using fabric should improve when I park in places where Wi-Fi is coming through from behind me. It should reach me. And when I like to lay down on my stomach behind me, and then I think Wi-Fi should come through a little bit better. So I threw away a motor. I threw away a seat belt, a full seat belt. I threw away the paneling that was protecting it. I threw away the seat belt spring. I yanked out the strap. It's about 10 feet of seat belt. It was tricky too. It was on a spring, and so I had to be careful trying to unravel it. But I threw away that big spring. That was like a pound. And it was just on the passenger side. So I made a little bit of room by removing panels and just some mechanical things inside. There's about maybe one more thing I could go for getting rid of, and that's this airbag for the passenger side. I haven't been able to loosen that nut, but maybe I'll take another crack at it. It was just, sometimes you have to drive the car for a little bit, and then it loosens up the bolts, and then maybe, the bolt will be easier to take out. Driving this car after all these years, a lot of things have been loosened up over time. The engine sounded like it was struggling a little bit. It's cold out. It was cold this morning. I started in 20-degree weather, but it started. And the engine was revving up and down a little bit. But it works. It got me to the park this morning, and it's gotten me to the Walmart here. And then tomorrow I might go back to the park, spend Christmas in the park, and disconnect the battery before you play with it. Oh well, I disconnected the windshield wiper motor, the electrical connection there. It had a grounding wire too. I thought that was weird. I recorded it a little bit, but yeah, having removed some significant pieces. And now I'm noticing I have a little bit more room to sprawl out in my car, so it feels a little bit better to have that little bit of extra room, and that's what kept me kind of busy. Airbags, yeah, I think my steering wheel might have an airbag in it. I'm not sure, but I don't really need all those fancy features. The Ford Focus, as cheap as it's supposed to be, has too many features. I don't look out the back window, so I've been driving around with that windshield wiper or the back shield wiper for all this time and never using it, and now I've finally gotten rid of it. And it leaves a hole in the window. They had to drill a hole through the window to get it put in place, and now I've just covered it with some Gorilla tape, which should last some time. And I was thinking about also just kind of tossing this this sunroof panel blocker. I'm thinking I want to maybe tape the sunroof, and then I could get rid of this panel thing that slides to close, and just have the tape block the sun. I've been thinking about that. Then I'd have a little bit more room above me, because a lot of my problem why I'm hitting my head is because of the sunroof. If I never had this silly sunroof, I'd have a lot of good space for my head to sit up and turn around. If I want to turn around and face the rear, I don't hit my head on the roof. I've lost a good 2 or 3 inches of head space because of the setup for this sunroof. All these features just are so unnecessary. All I need is a basic car that doesn't have all those fancy additions. Solar panels for cars. Yeah, I'm not too thrilled about solar panels. Get a hammer and bang. Yeah, I was thinking I could go for a little more rounded feature of my roof. So yeah, that was it today. Okay, so I stayed in a hotel, and then I spent all day cleaning out my car. And Walmart's closing now, and now on Christmas I'm just gonna spend more time in a park watching YouTube videos. I think nothing, not too much. I guess that's all I had to say. Was there anything else I should be talking about? Oh, I was thinking about today I looked up this lady who got herself killed in a Walmart. She held a Walmart employee hostage, a black 21-year-old lady, and I was looking up her information. I wanted to see her social media if she had any, and she doesn't really seem to. Her Facebook is from 6 years ago. But what is your memory of a best birthday? Wow, that's an interesting question. I don't know. A best birthday? Yeah, I can't really think of it. Probably at some point in my childhood. But I mean, I was always surprised on my dad's side that my grandma and uncles would buy so many toys for everybody. They would really. They seem to buy more toys than anybody for us kids, just as a part of their generous natures. Let's see, what do you think of quantum molecular? All right, Pig Trader, thank you, 1224. Oh, because of my birthday. Okay, I got it. I'm a little slow. Yeah, I appreciate that. Mm, oh yeah, and I was looking up that girl who held a Walmart employee hostage, and then she was killed. She was from a city that's straight east of here. I think it's maybe 30 miles. She was from a city in Arkansas, straight east of here, and then she went down to Jackson, Missouri, and did that hostage thing. So it's very close to home for me, being in this area. Very close to home. Yeah, she wanted a news anchor. I saw the video. Yeah, she wanted a news reporter. Yeah. So I thought it was interesting to see that, and I've already seen news reports from Memphis. I thought about stopping in Memphis, but I see crazy crimes happening in Memphis, and I think, well, she was in this lady in Jackson, Mississippi. I know the exact Walmart. I marked it on the Google Maps. It's a Walmart that's kind of on the outskirts, in the south part of Jackson, Mississippi, and yeah, it's the most southern Walmart, and it looks like it's a little bit on the outskirts. So how she decided on that one? Yeah, Memphis is scary. Just there's, I mean, without really looking at it firsthand, seeing the news reports scare me a lot. Jonesboro, it looks scary. I mean, geez, every North Memphis is scary. Okay, yeah, I'm south of Memphis now. I'm I can't say it's much of an advantage. I'm going to small towns, kind of, but that's not a huge advantage because you look at Natchitoches, Louisiana, it's 17,000 people. It's kind of a smaller uh, like community, and they're having gunfire almost every night there, and well, of course, they threw me in jail for almost 30 days, but they're gonna have to fight to get me to spend the last 4 days there. We're gonna have to see what the Third Circuit Court of Appeals says. Murfreesboro, 33 block. Yeah, 33 blocks. Yeah, uh almost the whole area of Natchitoches. It's got some kind of curse, some kind of voodoo, some evil voodoo spread throughout the whole town. But I mean, it wouldn't be so as scary if they didn't have such a large stash of guns. All right, if they didn't have so many dangerous weapons around there that they can just use recklessly so much, how the gun trade is going on is it's really underground because it doesn't sound like anybody has any ability to keep track of of whose hands they're changing from, who's able, like, it's seems like it comes down to gun manufacturers, and are the gun factories being experiencing crime? Are these gun factories having problems? I stopped in a city that had in New Mexico. I can't quite remember the city name. Trinidad, New Mexico. In Trinidad, Mexico, they have a gun college, and you see students walking around carrying gun cases, and they're learning how to smith guns. There's gunsmiths. So you could make guns if you have maybe the minimal equipment somehow. You don't need a whole factory to make yourself a gun. Some people have 3D printed guns, right? Okay, thank you, Sunflower. I guess the super chat does work. 12/24. That's my birthday. And yeah, Walmart's definitely Oh yeah, it's 6:03. Walmart's definitely. I'm not hearing the announcements outside, but they're kicking people out for sure. Walmart is closed. In my first day in Hot Springs, Arkansas. I don't think I stopped there myself. I lived there for 2 summers. Wow. You've lived in Arkansas too. And you lived in Iowa, California. As I was reading the map, he commenced telling me which parts of town to avoid because of blacks. Okay. Yeah, that's not something safe for social media. You don't have those discussions on social media, but you can have them in person, because it's quite amazing how some cultures influence the area. There's, oh, I guess some birds chose the wrong spot to perch for the night, so now they have to move. Something scared them. Yeah, these areas, I mean, they're not. This isn't Texas. This isn't the border. But I mean, like the whole border covered Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, California. So the border is an influence. The influence of culture, being crossing from South America. We got, and it sounds like a lot of Venezuelans are coming over across the border. Yeah, sunflower actually lives around grackles. Too bad, why the Indian ringneck parrot has gotten so popular, but why not Southwest Mexican grackles? It seems like you could record a lot of funny moments. I've seen a lot of silly behavior from those grackles. They just sit and stare at the sky all day. And during rutting season in the springtime, the males act especially macho, fluttering their wings a little bit more next to the females. They really act out more, have a unique, a very special kind of energy in the spring with those types of grackles, because they're very distinct. There's a lot of birds out there. I can't tell the difference between a male and a female, but these Southwest Mexican grackles, it is a clear difference. You clearly know who the male is and who the female is, and it's not quite that way with a lot of other wild animals. Why are you homeless? Can I send you money order? No, I don't need any money. I choose to be homeless. Hope Santa. Yeah, police. Yeah, I need some police stops. That helps my cop channel. I'm just not stopping on the right spots. Trinidad. Oh, is it Colorado? South Colorado at least. I was thinking New Mexico. Yeah, there's a gunsmith, and it's got a lot of homeless people who seem addicted to extracted substances. It's kind of a bit of a mess there. Travelers, people who hike on foot a lot with their big backpacks and maybe a dog, sometimes alone, sometimes as a couple or a small group. They just travel through those areas. 3D, yep. There was controversy in the early 2000s about 3D printed firearms, but you don't hear about it much now. But it's still going on. He lives the life he loves. Okay, all right. He's okay. Bye, friends. Okay, last minute Christmas shopping. Oh, you still have maybe an hour. This is Central Time I'm talking from. 6 o'clock has just hit, but you're further west, so yeah, there's an extra hour for sunflower. Thank you. Lone wolf. Okay. They have a special surgery section, and I know that in Trinidad, Colorado, there was a bank robbed twice, and I was there for the second time. The same bank got robbed twice within like a month. And there was they I was at the college library, and so they shut down the library in response to this. That was their emergency operation, is to close off all the buildings, including the college, which was just up the hill, just as a security measure. So yeah, no police encounters around here. I have recorded cops driving close by my car. That's the best I can do. That's the best I can do. The ones that slow down a little bit give me a little bit more time to be able to record them. And I made sure, because this has been happening, about maybe 4 or 5 times, where cops have driven by my car closely enough so they can peek inside from their car windows. I shut off. I got my GoPros, ready in reach, and I shut off all blinking lights. I shut off all screens, because the last one I had a good shot of on my driver's side, looking in my driver's side, and he stopped, and I turned the camera on, and you start seeing this red blink, blink, and he moved quick. All right, he saw the red blinky from my GoPro, so I turned that off. I'm like, I don't want them to know I'm recording. I want to see naturally how long they would be fixated on looking in my car. As soon as he sees a red blinky light, I just scare him away, and I don't want that. So, I've taken different measures. I'm always on alert for when somebody may want to actually get out of their car and have a conversation with me about whatever. But a lot of this region is composed of police practices where they kind of leave people alone a little bit more. It's my take. It's my perception so far. Maybe it's just the timing. Maybe it's my timing too. Maybe there's things going on that's take away their attention from me, the stranger in town. But I expect it to be kind of dry for my cop channel for a long time. The best I could do are librarians demanding my ID. After you get different vehicle, they'll annoy you again. Yeah, my vehicle is so is spread is they share through the FBI channels my vehicle. They have a memo. I don't know why they would share memos of me. That wouldn't be something the FBI would do, would it? I mean, there's no crime to that. There's no criminal behavior on my part. They have no reason to put me in a profile and then warn the departments. This is something trolls would do. Trolls, private trolls working in their own capacity. I think that's maybe what's happening. They're calling libraries, they're calling police stations, and making them aware of my potential presence. But for this to be any kind of government operation, I doubt it. It just doesn't seem believable to me. But if there's anything more from the Twitter files, sounds like government gets involved with a lot of politics and stuff. Maybe they get more involved with smaller things. The police, the pre-crime. Yeah, a lot of the thought police are private individuals, the trolls, the ones who are harassing me on Twitter a lot, reminding me every day that Robert Earl Warren, or whatever the News Now Houston, is in jail. yeah, I mean, if that's what they want to do, if I can take up their time and whatever, it's been a couple of weeks now. They're still going strong. Whatever. What it's all minor stuff. It's not even misdemeanor stuff that they're catching me on. They're just catching me on uh, maybe a little um, a a brain fart every so often, or however you describe it. Maybe they want to use they want to hear me twist my words in some way that, and then they can take a little snippet of that and then keep it in their files. Try to take something out of context, a small section of the whole video, will take a small part of it out of context in some way. Although some towns have beautiful old buildings. Yeah, I appreciate these nice buildings left behind, the museums and learning about history of the area. But also on top of that, that's human like creation. What about the natural creation of the area too? I'm very interested in nature, the animals and plants, and just the formation of the land. I like to admire uh, the the vegetation and what's happening with the wild animals. They can be pretty interesting to follow. Um, so I think I want to look for a different park to hang out at least. Not this same one. I've been at the same one. Not last today, not yesterday, but the day before. I don't know. Just I'm not in a rush. I'm not going to rush south though because it's going to be about 60 degrees in 4 or 5 days. So I'm not in any rush. This cold snap was a real short, powerful instance. So powerful that it probably killed some people. And I was able to record a burst pipe in this Walmart. They the cold was so intense that it broke a pipe, and we hear about some car wrecks that happened in the winter, what is it called, the Arctic storm. So it was like the Texas storm of 2 years ago this time of year, and Texas should have been prepared for this one. I'm sure Texas got hit hard. This area got hit pretty hard. If and they're kind of more prepared for these Arctic blasts too, but still pipes burst, and I mean I can see from my own eyes the burst pipe at Walmart. I'm sure that there's plenty of other buildings that had some kind of problems too from this big Arctic blast. So only if a flame. Grinch is correct about what? And really doesn't beg or grift or censor. I'm just making observations. I don't need a lot. I'm really happy with my sticks, my 7-foot stick. I just cut this 7-foot stick down, and it was still wet. It's a fresh sapling, and because it got so cold, it cracked the whole way from end to ends, because there's still water in there, and I think that water froze and I mean, usually a fresh stick will crack on the ends. That's the warning. Watch out for cracks on the end. But I got this right before the Arctic storm, so the whole thing cracked. It's not a huge crack, but it's one that actually is not on the ends at all. But I'm gonna hold on to it and just I don't think the cracks can like cause it to fall apart. I think that I probably still could stay together. It's lighter. It doesn't have as much moisture in it now. But I'm happy just going out. It'd be nice to go sometimes when I have enough supplies to go out into the deeper forests and hang out for the day. But it really depends on if I have supplies. For tomorrow, I got 8 eggs, tomatoes. These froze. I've had them for a couple of days. They froze, and they're leaking a little bit. But I've got oranges that definitely froze. But tomorrow will be warmer. I have various things to just subsist on, and yeah, I'm just gonna just rough it. Christmas is a roughening, because all the businesses closed. Not only the libraries closed, the businesses, and I'm just needing to find somewhere that I can. Nobody's gonna go to the park. People are hanging out in there together. Everybody's gonna be together in their homes with family and friends or whatever. And would you consider a minivan Honda Odyssey? I'd have to look at Honda Odyssey. Yeah, everything would have to be removed. All the paneling, or the roof panels. I want a bare bones vehicle like what I got. A bare bones where all the metal's exposed, the wires too, because I don't think the wires need to be protected as much as the car manufacturers think they need to be. The car manufacturers do. They overprotect wires. All right. Yeah, well, okay. I'm not going to talk about what Zap wants to talk about. I'm gifting you 2 new 7-foot sticks. Okay, you have to find them. Yeah, I'm looking. I'm still in the market for some decent sticks. And that's something I couldn't do in the hotel either. I couldn't just bring in my sticks for a little stick exercise. Retaliation about YouTube, critical about an arrest. First, it reminds me, Lackluster. All right. I haven't been to Lackluster's channel in a while. I'll have to look into that. That sounds interesting. Put reds. Okay. Yeah, a bigger vehicle. Yeah, that'd be nice. But I'm fine with this. It's running and it gets me to places I had to turn around on a very narrow road, and I was able to do it just by going back and forth a little bit, and then making kind of a U-turn, but I had to go back and forth a little bit. And if I had a bigger vehicle, there's no way I could have done that. This vehicle is stubby enough, it's short enough where I can fit into small places and turn around in tight areas. But I mean, I'm at risk of potholes. There is advantages and disadvantages. But I do really like being able to turn around in tight places that this vehicle allows. But yeah, the sleeping is tight, which it does affect my health. I've created more room. I hope that's going to help. And yeah, my health seemed to have improved a little bit just simply sleeping one night in that hotel last night, because I sprawled out and I relaxed when I wanted to, in laying on my stomach or whatever, stretching my back out better. That's kind of taken away from me with the car camping, especially hanging out in a Walmart parking lot, because I don't feel like getting out so much and stretching. I just sit in here and hide a lot. Start test driving cars. Yeah, I don't know anything about car shopping really. I mean, I can kind of go on my experience in the past with car shopping, but I'm not actively looking for another car at all. I'm not paying attention to the prices. I'm not paying attention to the quality. I mean, I liked what I saw with the Ford Transit. All right, because I heard about that, and I looked at pictures of Ford Transits. They're bare bones, metal exposed, no paneling, no special paneling. They just they sell bare bone vehicles with the Ford Transit. No, Sunflower, I'm not sleeping in a hotel tonight. I kind of had problems last night sleeping in the hotel. I slept in one last night and the air was stuffy. I felt a little bit like a zombie. I don't feel like a zombie when I sleep in my car. The disadvantage is the crampedness. Honda Odyssey wider than oh it turns better than a Ford Focus. Oh, you're saying it's not a huge difference? Well, yeah, I don't know what a Honda Odyssey really looks like. I'd have to look into what it looks like. 2006. That's about the same year as my car. So I'm not moving. I'm not sleep. I already slept in a hotel. All right. I just had to I only needed to sleep in the hotel last night because it was so cold yesterday. It got to a high of 19 degrees. Today, it's a high of 32. All right. Tomorrow, it's going to be, I think, a high of like 42. All right. In 4 or 5 days, it's going to be back up to 60. Every day now, since this cold snap, it's getting like 10 degrees warmer in this area. So it's only getting better. I just needed to get through that dip, that lowest dip in this cold snap. And now things are just improving from here. So all right, I'm going to stop this live stream. I kind of have to go to the bathroom, so thanks for stopping.